Some wineries in British Columbia are beginning to see a boost in sales from the Buy Canada movement, and it could lead to the industry's best season. Canadian provinces began removing U.S. liquor from store shelves in early March in response to Donald Trump's trade policy. The absence of American products have meant more space at retail stores and on restaurant menus, and not just the lack of U.S. wine. Many Canadians are steering clear of travel south of the border. Some experts believe that will lead to a large spike of Canadian visitors at vineyards. And our next guest happens to run one of those. He has benefited from this boost in sales, and this is Tony Holler. He is the owner of Poplar Grove Winery in Penticton, BC, and that's where he joins us from. It's nice to speak with you.
Yes, hello, Sarah. Thank you.
So I've actually been to your winery, and it is very lovely. Talk to me about the boost that you have, or have you seen a boost? Because I think, of all the provinces, BC was among the first, certainly, to start removing the U.S. alcohol from liquor store shelves.
That's my understanding that BC was very early on that.
Mm-hmm. And so how has this movement that sort of started there and now across Canada, it is the Canadian alcohol is what's available. How has that affected your business?
I think it's helped our business. I think we're getting increased visitors to our winery and obviously increased sales at both the winery and at our restaurant. So it's been really a positive event given 2 years of near disaster.
Yeah, now talk to me about the 2 years of near disaster here, because the U.S. election was only in November, so that's not really what you're referring to. You're talking about some pretty dismal crops, cold snap.
Yeah, we had 2 cold snaps in the last 2 years, and 2 years ago we had about a 50% harvest, and last year we had no harvest.
Wow, well, that's definitely got to be tough if you're trying to make wine here. Let's talk about the election. Both the Liberals and the Conservatives are promising to reduce interprovincial trade barriers. And I have heard this before from certainly wineries in Ontario and in British Columbia about the barriers that you face in terms of trade province to province. How does it affect you?
Well, it limits our business because it's so expensive to ship our wines across Canada because of the Liquor Control Board's various regulations and assessments and all those things. And they've been talking for a long time about interprovincial trade barriers for wine, but nothing ever happens. And, they're talking about it again. And I don't know if you saw this, but Alberta decided to add an administration fee for BC wines sold in Alberta. We recently had a customer order $1,636 worth of our wines. The administration fee was almost $300. And those are Alberta consumers paying for this, right? It's like a tariff that Alberta decided to put on our wines.
So you've listened to the federal platforms, and what you're clearly saying here is that it's not really just about what the federal government might like to do in terms of interprovincial trade. The provinces have their own authority here. Do you have hope, based on what you're hearing from this federal election, that bringing down these trade barriers is something that might actually happen?
Well, I don't think the federal government has the power to do that. I think under the British North American Act, the provinces have certain powers that the federal government can't infringe on. And so you need the support of the provinces. It's great for the federal parties to talk about this, but they don't have the power to enact this is the problem. So we really need the provinces to step up. And it's not clear to me that that's going to happen.
Tony Holler, the owner of Poplar Grove Winery, joining us from Penticton, BC. Great to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you.